Battle of Bhaktapur. While Prithvinarayan Shah was still a child prince of Gorkha, he became blood brother with the prince of Bhaktapur, Bir Narsingh Malla. Gorkhalis, who had been keen to win Kathmandu Valley, saw the need to have a friendly relationship with King of Bhaktapur. After the death of his father Narabhupal Saha in 1799 Bikram Sambat, at the age of 20, Prithvinarayan Saha became the king of Gorkha. At that time, there existed 24 kingdoms like Palpa, Tanahu, Lamjung, Gorkha, etc. in Gandaki region, commonly known as Chaubise Rajya, and 22 kingdoms including Jumla, Salyan, Jajarkot, etc. on Karnali region, commonly known as Baise Rajya. Beyond these, there were 10 kingdoms in Kosi region and Malla kingdoms in Kathmandu Valley, known as Nepal Valley. After the victory of Gorkha over Kantipur, King Jayaprakash Malla of Kantipur left for Patan on the night of Sunday 25th September in 1768 and then went to Bhaktapur next day on 26th September from Patan. King Jayaprakash Malla of Kantipur did so because he did not trust the 6 pradhans of Patan. In Bhaktapur, people reported to King of Bhaktapur Ranajit Malla that King of Kantipur Jayaprakash Malla had arrived and was staying at Dewal in Handi area at the premises of Dattatreya temple. King of Patan Tej Narsingh Malla also fled to Bhaktapur only on Saturday 8 October 1768, 2 days after the capture of Patan on 6th October. At first, both kings of Kantipur and Patan had to stay outside Bhaktapur palace. King of Kantipur, Jayaprakash Malla, was arranged to live at a house vacating the prison building at Ipache Toll. Prisoners were transferred to Hiti Libi. King of Patan, Tej Narsingh Malla, was lodged in one of Brahman's house in Ipache Toll for a few days. Then, King of Bhaktapur, Ranajit Malla, consulted with the public of 24 wards of his kingdom regarding asylum of 2 kings in the palace. The general public of Bhaktapur advised King of Bhaktapur, Ranajit Malla, to take them at the palace. King of Gorkha, Prithvinarayan Saha, had taken the help of trusted courtiers in the battle, particularly the 4 sons of Sivaram Singh. Prithvinarayan Saha entrusted this job jointly to his youngest brother, Kazi Sur Pratap Saha, late Kazi Kalu Pandey's son, Kazi Bangsaraj Pandey, and late Sivaram Singh Basniat's son, Kiar Singh Basniat. Kazi Kiar Singh Basniat of Gorkha also had returned from Tibet to make preparation to capture Bhaktapur. Kiar Singh, with the consent of King Prithvinarayan Saha, enlisted Gazabal Bista and Atibal Bista of Bista Chap, Patan as Subedars prior to the battle. As preparation for battle were over, astrologer Kulnanda Dhakal made calculation and said that Friday 10th November 1769 would be an auspicious day for an attack. There was a fierce battle from both directions of the ancient kingdom of Bhaktapur for 3 days, 10th, 11th and 12th November. First, troops led by Sur Pratap Saha entered from the eastern gate of Bhaktapur, and courtiers who had come from Patan with King Tej Narsingh Malla set ablaze 10 to 12 houses so that Gorkhalis would face difficulty in entering the city. Military leaders or senapatis from Bhaktapur, Thakur Singh Pradhan and Saikwat of Patan were arrested by Gorkhalis. In this battle, King of Bhaktapur, Ranajit Malla, had asked for some military assistance from Putan and Chaudandi. King Karna Sen of Chaudandi had sent some Khumbu troops for the aid. Gorkhalis had to fight against some Khumbu troops in Bhaktapur. Bhaktapur's king, Ranajit Malla's son, Bir Narsingh Malla, who was an heir apparent of Bhaktapur, had already died due to the suspected poisoning by other illegitimate sons of the king. King Ranajit Malla had many concubines, but only one son, Bir Narsingh Malla, was born from the married queen. He had many sons from his concubines. Since 7 of them survived till later, those 7 sons were popularly known as Sat Bahali. King Prithvinarayan Saha was actively participating in the attack against Bhaktapur. On the second day of the attack, on Saturday, 11th November 1769, King Prithvinarayan Saha, Kazi Sur Pratap Saha and several Gorkhali troops entered Bhaktapur on the night through the western gate of Itache. From the eastern side, some prominent people of Bhaktapur who supported Gorkhalis were believed to have helped a major sections of Gorkhali force to enter from main gate or Mool Dhokha of the city. On Sunday 12 November 1769, when battle was about to end, Chadidar, an important official post, Hemnaran Malla, was told to bring King of Bhaktapur Ranajit Malla with him for talks with Qazi Surpratap Saha of Gorkha. After that, illegitimate sons of Bhaktapur, King Ranajit Malla, Dhana Juju and Datima Juju, Jasraj Badel, Jagan Singh and few others went to meet Qazi Surpratap Saha of Gorkha at Batulia Deval. All others returned, but Jasraj Badel and Jagan Singh remained with Qazi Surpratap Saha. Then Subedar Kirti Singh Khawas, Subedar Bisram Thapa, Jamandars and other Hudda or junior sergeant and soldiers came to the palace. They escorted the old king of Bhaktapur Ranajit Malla and others to Mulchuk. Parsuram Thapa had been negotiating on behalf of Gorkhali forces. In the meantime, it was found in one historical account that Parsuram Thapa had already joined King Prithvinaran Saha during the battle against Bhaktapur. Parsuram Thapa was the one who sought King of Kantipur, King Jayaprakash Malla, hitting the king on his right leg during the last scuffle when he was climbing the stairs inside the palace. There was a discussion amongst three kings of Bhaktapur, Patan and Kantipur as to what to do next after King of Kantipur, Jayaprakash Malla, was injured. In the meantime, Chadidar Hemnaran Malla informed King Ranajit Malla about the huge loss of life and property. The situation was chaotic among the Bhaktapur population. Several times, Chadidar Hemnaran Malla requested the king of Bhaktapur Ranajit Malla to surrender and so as to stop further loss of life and property. Finally, King of Bhaktapur Ranajit Malla gave his nod for the surrender. Then Hemnaran Malla lowered his own white pagri or turban from one of the holes of a small palace window as a sign of surrender. Immediately thereafter, the Gorkhali leader Surpratap Saha ordered that the battle be stopped and it came to an end. King of Kantipur Jayaprakash Malla and King of Patan Tej Narsingha Malla were also on the battleground to oppose the advance of Gorkhali troops. More than 2,000 people of Bhaktapur were killed by the Gorkhali attack. On the Gorkhali side, 300 to 400 troops lost their lives. At last, an important kingdom of Bhaktapur came under Gorkha on 12 November 1769, which culminated the first phase of unification campaign to an end. It was a major breakthrough for the Saha dynasty of Gorkha in their quest for Nepal's unification. A long era of Malla dynasty, which lasted approximately 375 years in Kathmandu Valley, ended with this victory. After the surrender of Bhaktapur, Kirti Singh Khawas, Bisram Thapa and other soldiers escorted three kings of Bhaktapur, Kantipur and Patan from the courtyard of Chaukut Palace to Mulchuk by the orders of Gorkhali leader Surpratap Saha along with their courtiers, namely Krishnadev Pradhan, Satyun, Gadhuman, Vasudev, Garut Narayan, Chadidar Baghiram, Hemnaran Malla, Sakul Joshi and others. King of Bhaktapur Ranajit Malla's two sons from concubines, namely Ajit Singh Malla and Achyut Singh Malla, were also there. A beautifully decorated pistol was recovered from King of Kantipur Jayaprakash Malla. There were altogether 51 important personalities of Bhaktapur, Kantipur and Patan gathered there in the room of Chaukut at that time. Surpratap Saha and King Prithvinaran Saha of Gorkha had entered from the eastern gate of Bhaktapur with the troops. On the other side of the city in Sukul Dhokha area, Abhiman Singh of Gorkha was engaged in a fierce fighting with the Bhaktapur forces led by Senapati Sardar Singh. The Bhaktapur side brought cannons from Sundokha and used it against Gorkhalis. Abhiman Singh Basniat bravely captured the cannons and also captured Senapati Sardar Singh and brought him to Hetichuk. Sardar Singh's hands were tied and he was laid down on the floor. All the three kings who were under the control of Gorkha after the surrender were brought to Mulchuk. It seems that King Prithvinaran Saha already knew about this surrender and the subsequent gathering of all three kings, and he came to Mulchuk. King Prithvinaran Saha, when finally won the Battle of Bargaon or Bhaktapur, asked Jayaprakash Malla of Kantipur what he had to say about his defeat. Then King of Kantipur Jayaprakash Malla replied that he was destroyed by his own people, Thari from Bhaimal. Actually, King of Kantipur Jayaprakash Malla was referring to Kasiram Thapa and Parsuram Thapa. It is believed that earlier, both Thapa brothers were residents of Bhaimal. In the beginning, Kasiram Thapa, Parsuram Thapa and their father were actually the courtiers of Kantipur. Also, all 6 pradhans of Lalitpur, who were once loyal to King Jayaprakash Malla, had gone against him. Thus, King Jayaprakash Malla poured his frustration against his own courtiers, Tharvi and people just some days before he died. After more than 1 month of surrender, Kher Singh Basnet went to Bhaktapur palace and informed Ranajit Malla of Bhaktapur that King Prithvinarayan Saha would like to meet him. Ranajit Malla was escorted near to the side window, Sanjal of Tunchok. King Prithvinarayan Saha came and met him there, both seated face to face. While Ranajit Malla faced the east, King Prithvinarayan Saha faced the west. Kher Singh Basnet was standing to the north side. Garud Narayan Gangol, a personal assistant, was seated behind his former king of Bhaktapur, Ranajit Malla. As a foster son, King Prithvinarayan Saha asked King Ranajit Malla with due respect about his wishes. He offered him to be a king or chief of one of the kingdoms except in the 3 cities of Kathmandu Valley. The places offered were Banepa, Panauti or Sankhu, Changu or Thimi, Bode or Gramal of Patan or any villages around Kirtipur. Ranajit Malla refused such propositions and said he did not have any such wishes. King Prithvinarayan Saha insisted numerous times that he was ready to fulfill any other wish. Then Ranajit Malla of Bhaktapur reluctantly said that he had a wish, but the king of Nepal may not be able to fulfill such wish at this moment for a defeated king. King Prithvinarayan Saha said, "First tell me, then I would say what I can do for you." Then Ranajit Malla spread his shawl with both his hands underneath in a gesture of a begging in front of King Prithvinarayan Saha. King Prithvinarayan Saha gently stroked his hand 3 times on the shawl. Thereafter, King Ranajit Malla finally stated that he had become old and death was approaching. So, he wished to go to pilgrimage to Banaras. To this, Prithvinarayan Saha immediately said that this wish would be fulfilled. He told Ranajit Malla, "Don't worry, all expenses and logistics will be arranged." Then, both the king laughed in a loud voice. In this episode, it was obvious that King Prithvinarayan Saha was happy because he was a victor. It is surprising that King Ranajit Malla was also laughing by losing his kingdom. It was the laughter of a loser with pain in his heart. King Prithvinarayan Saha asked Qazi Kher Singh to make arrangement for Ranajit Malla's departure to Banaras. Qazi Kher Singh ordered Subedar Bali Bania and 8 other Gorkhali soldiers to accompany King Ranajit Malla for security to go to Banaras. As per another account, Sardar Pratiman Adhikari and Partha Vandari had also accompanied King Ranajit Malla. King Ranajit Malla of Bhaktapur was already 67 years old. King Ranajit Malla left for Banaras in the 3rd week of February with his youngest queen among the 3 queens. He died in Banaras on Thursday, 23rd May 1771 at the age of 70. Bhaktapur's wealth was greatly damaged in this war. When a house was burned in Belkatol, many unarmed townspeople who came to Mulchok to take shelter were killed by Gorkhali firing. 501 houses were burned. During the Battle of Bhaktapur, King Jayaprakash Malla of Kantipur was injured by a gunshot on his right leg and died there on Saturday, 18th November 1769. King of Bhaktapur, Ranajit Malla's 2 sons, was freed. King of Patan, Tej Narsingha Malla, was imprisoned and died later in Lakshmipur inside Bhaktapur palace under captivity. King Prithvinarayan Saha asked Qazi Vangsaraj Pandey and Sur Pratap Saha to remain in Bhaktapur for the administration and management of newly won territories. Qazi Kher Singh Basniat was asked by the King Prithvinarayan Saha to accompany him to Kathmandu. The conquest of Bhaktapur marked the end of the Malla dynasty and the rise of Saha dynasty in Nepal. Saha's reign lasted until 2008 when the country became a republic. Thank you.